My first time I got it, instead of that much, I remember that. And I was in that different things. So on this meeting, like, you know, like, I was just taking.
You're good at taking the test.
I had some of the worst, you know, that I
We just have like a old. That's. Yeah.
I didn't study it, I got a 20.
The stop sign. Yeah. I mean, it'd just be like a.
Didn't study college either.
Not a stop sign, I want it. There, yeah. You know what I mean, like, yeah.
If you look at- Well, I guess, I have a photograph.
I would love it.
I watched Amber and Matt.
I know.
Oh, yeah, it's truck tonight. He stopped way back.
Oh,
Yeah.
That other truck. Did not.
Yeah.
My son.
I don't know where that photographic memory went, but it's all I ran out of film.
Like, original airfans.
All right, we can follow the regularly scheduled March 40th school district order at 6:03. Start with the pledge. I pledge
There's three of flag of the United States. And it stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now I'll ask for a moment of silence, please. All right, thank you very much. Now we'll move on to our agenda. Is there any, I do have one addition. And it would be for personnel. I'm assuming. Dominic sent this out for a assistant golf. So we'll put that under. For personnel, underneath employment. It'll be Luke Bonesfield as the assistant golf coach.
You're gonna just put it under B then?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't.
Any other additions? Seeing none, we will proceed to approve our agenda, please.
Move to approve.
A motion's been made by Dean and seconded by Katie. All those, all those opposed, motion carries. With that being said, we will have one conflict of interest this evening. Board member Bonesville will have to recuse herself from voting on the business item T. What's that?
Item T subletter.
Yeah. Item T subletter B. Thank God. Other than that, I don't believe we have any. So we're going to our consent agenda. Approve all as one or individually, however you choose.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made by Kristen, seconded by Katie. All those in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Moving to our reports, we'll start with our business manager.
So February been kind of quiet month, so I've been just finishing up the audit. I hadn't asked anything for a week, and then today I got no questions. Hopefully I'll listen to that. I will be going to Chamberlain at the end of this month to get our insurance packets, see what our rates will be for next year. So then we can start working on the negotiation. I mean, we can start ahead of that, but that's when I'll have the numbers we'll need to work with. And then just, start looking at the budget, so I'll start, asking all the committees what their thoughts are, and any ideas are welcome for that.
I'm gonna ask a silly question, and then you and I have talked about it. But I don't follow up compensation cost for the equalization meeting.
So they don't advertise theirs.
So we had heard about Newell and NISBA, if I remember, it, but we haven't heard about Bailey yet.
I haven't heard about Rayos.
Like I said, me and Amy talked about it the other day, now I can't recall for the life of me.
I can. This one is March 16th at 6 p.m. Rule is March 17th at 5 p.m.
Well, is 5 p.m. what? March
March
West?
7th.
My guess is they'll be really close to that same time frame. Date, just
It was in the paper, the legal thing, actually taking a picture.
I'm trying to reach out to Paul, she would know. He's the,
I bet you Siri.
I don't talk to Siri. I'll reach out to Paul and double check on that. Is anybody willing to take this one?
I can't do just like so.
It just depends on- Like, when is it?
The 16th at 6.
What do you have to do? Maybe.
So legalization meetings, you go and you sit in as a representative of the school board. Because it's based, tax values and whatnot, and so you become a voting member of their committee, more or less, for that evening. It's pretty hands-free and stress-free. It really is.
Sort of major controversy, they have someone from the county is there, one or two of them, and basically follow the recommendations.
Except in the lodge.
There are some circumstances or whatever where,
She did not show up, yeah.
Oh,
but for the most part.
It would- Yeah. It was a good first. Cut your teeth some.
It was just me and the board, and didn't understand why.
I don't know.
Whoever.
If Vale is after the 16th, it's like the 18th, I will do Vale.
Okay, I will reach out to you after her second hold of that. I will plan on going to you. Anybody for this one?
I can probably go if there's. I can probably go.
For this one?
You're experienced now. So March 16th at 6 p.m. Where do I go?
The town, city hall,
Okay.
town hall.
Town hall, this one.
Okay.
It's
Drive around till you see. Maybe 3. Yeah, just to look at it. I'll go with the I don't.
All right, thank you very much. On to our activities director, Don this evening. He's sent me something, to share. Track and field meeting last Thursday. They started practice today. Still looking for a coach to take on the middle school head coaching spot. Golf is having their meeting next Monday, and we'll start practice on the 23rd. That's all he had to share. So. Please don't ask me questions. You don't have to. Follow.
First official golf practice is the 30th, not the 23rd.
Okay,
So, just to have that on.
Can't start till the 30th.
30th, okay, first golf practice is 30th. All right, moving to arcade principal, Mr. Clark.
Yes, we had our CNA meeting, in October on February 10th, March 3rd. We created an action plan and are working on details of it now. Once we are finished, we will share our data in our plan with you. We had our family formal dance in February and we had about 70 in attendance. It's a good turnout. Ms. Mose came into third grade and shared her expertise in activities with Braille. Third grade was learning about important Black history figures through research projects and learning about Stevie Wonder. The kids were actively engaged and appreciative of Ms. Mose and her knowledge. We finished another round of testing after 6 weeks. We investigated the data, teacher input, and created new intervention groups. We're getting through that 95% curriculum and testing. We're getting more and more that do not need intervention reach grade level. Once I'm working on compiling some data for you guys to the program and what it's done for us this year. And I plan on having that for you next month. We started our March Madness book bracket. Books are read to classes weekly through visitors, and students vote on the book they like. Yeah, they've been enjoying that so far. We had a Read Across America week last week for Dr. Seuss's birthday. Last Thursday, the middle school and high school came down and read to the elementary. Elementary really enjoyed it. We set a reading goal for our students, pre-K through 5, and we are reading to the moon and back. So every minute of reading gains us 5 miles. So we are doing this for the month of March. Students have a reading log that parents sign off for every night during the week and the weekends, and then free reading time and things like that in class to count for our times. And we are developing activities when we get halfway, so we don't get stuck on the moon and we make it back. That is all.
That would be really.
We just finished our first week, so I can send you guys an email. They were counting the minutes and stuff out. So I can give you, I know we'll be doing social media posts of how far we're going.
As far as looting.
Oh, a long ways.
Yeah. 200,000 miles, but I didn't really think about it.
The 1-to-1 was too much. It would have been just some that aren't able to read as much or stuff going on. So we,
Like
1 minute
four
per fire.
Something thousand.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that's the single, one way or.
That's
like- Is it?
Yeah, I think it's 200 one way, 200,000 number 4. Round trip. Kids are getting excited for it, and the teachers are extremely excited. So it's actually their ads. So. There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Moving to our high school principal superintendent, Dr. Pitt.
Legislature approved a 1.4% increase in state funding. Senate Bill 190 was killed. That was good news. Black Hills Power and Light is projecting a 26% increase in cost next year, so that's gonna be a struggle. ACT will be 24th for the juniors and 26th for the seniors. We set it out for both the district test and state test. The juniors will get the ASVAB on the 17th. Normally taken in the fall, but with the government shutdown, that messed up scheduling for the ASVAB. Martin Balance will start April 1st with business eighth grade taking science test and hopefully be done in 3 weeks with that. We'll have an honor roll assembly on the 17th at 3:30 for the 6/12. CNA meeting on the 24th. We'll be working on developing two goals for next year. In service, we'll have the second part of the disc assessment training at 8 AM. And, I have two principal candidates to interview, and I'd like to put this out either the 16th or the 23rd. Kristen Tyrell, previously on the committee, and there are 30 board members that would like to do that as well.
Like-
Okay, any questions?
I can be an alternate if it's okay. But I can't do the 16.
Okay, then I have the special ed report. The special ed staff attended the South Dakota Special Education Conference, attending training on eligibility, behavior, and special education law. Students involved with life skills instruction are now following a budget, ordering groceries, working on cooking skill twice a week. And then it's our big testing time of the year, special ed staff with the students for the FSAA assessment, smarter balance assessment, and ACT. That's all I have.
Any questions?
Is the ASVAB just seniors or is that? Like there's been confusion in the past. As to-
Well, sophomore.
So, that's good.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. Information and discussion, have anything this evening? All right, we'll move on to open forum. Speakers will have 10 minutes to present comments to the school board, and extension of time may be granted pursuant to board policy should more than one person wish to address the school board on the same agenda item. Should the comments become repetitious, speaker time may be short. The district has policies related to complaints involving bullying, sexual harassment, school employees or students. Those policies include procedures designed to balance the rights of the person bringing the complaint and the rights of the person against whom the complaint is made. If a complaint about bullying, sexual harassment, school employees or students is brought to the board during the public forum, the person will be informed as to the applicable complaint procedure. Let's start with Dawn.
Today I come to talk to you for the AAU wrestlers. We just wanted to say thank you for the use of the school facilities for our wrestling tournament on the 16th. And we would also like to give a little shout out to a couple of employees that were very helpful during that time. Mr. Santiago helped us get everything lined up for quite a few days in advance. And then Mr. Nyman helped us tear down and set up and came when we thought we blew a breaker and all of that. So we're very appreciative for their help as always. And then the freshman class was also very helpful to us and all of the other students that said they would help us out and the wrestlers. So we just wanted to give them a little shout out and say thank you for helping us with our tournament. We couldn't do it without them.
Thank you very much.
Now she like set the bar really high.
So I wanted to come, as a community club member to thank you guys. We reached out to the elementary school. We used to do a Valentine's for the elderly in the area. And they stopped doing that because we couldn't get anybody to help us. So I reached out to Dr. Pittman to see if the school would be willing to do it. And the elementary classes all created Valentines for us to deliver. So we were able to deliver to Newell, Vale, Deslant. And we also did some in Belfouche to the Rolling Hills, I think it is, retirement, or not retirement, nursing home. So we did 61 of them over there and then the rest of them, in our area. So thank you to the elementary teachers and students and everybody that did that. So it was a great turnout and we plan to keep doing that every year. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving to old business. Old business item A, approved 26-27 school calendar.
The 617 school calendar.
Okay.
Been made by Kristen, second by Dawn. Or
It's
there,
okay.
there's a thumb.
Yeah.
Second by Dawn. Is there any discussion?
Just hit the highlights, starts it off.
Would have been the one.
It was the one we looked at last meeting. I was confused because was it exactly the same we had last meeting?
It's in service on the 13th and 14th, start on the 17th. Be done by the 19th.
Any other questions or discussion on that? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Roll call. Amber,
Aye.
Dawn,
Aye.
Katie,
Aye.
Kristen.
Aye.
Aye. Todd,
Aye.
Dean,
Aye.
motion carries 6-1. Moving on to new business. So new business item A, Facing Guys Summer Training.
I sent you the email with the proposal for the Casey Guide training this summer for our staff. It'll be a 2-day training. The first day will go 5. And they will help us set up the formats with the corporate current standards. Current, we've got those Casey Guides can go into.
I have a question about it, like, cause I did a little research after the fact. So does our current curriculum already provide like a scope and sequence that go with curriculum?
Some of it, yeah.
And does the current curriculum already have PACE guides in it?
Well, you have to remember, curriculum is set up for California and Texas, not for South Dakota, so we would need to cross off between what is in the textbook and what we need. Plus, you would also look at the smarter balance assessments and see what areas we're weak in, so that you know to put more time there.
I guess I just have the same concern that we had when we had the meeting, which is if all teachers aren't going, I don't know that that sets the standard of the state. Like, and I know we can't require teachers to go to that training, but I don't know how beneficial it is if just some go and not all.
Well, we'll try to encourage all teachers to go.
Right. Is there
But
been
there-
any staff feedback about? You guys. Maybe something they're mostly on board with, or?
Well, we just brought it through committee to get approval and then we'll go forward.
What budgetary impacts is this gonna have on us?
Most of it will come from title. But since 6 to 12, we're not at title middle school or high school, that will, those daily stipends will need to come out of. So, but most of it, I would say over 3/4 of it would be title.
The total cost estimated.
It's 13,000. So you figure 10,000 of the title.
What kind of effect will that have on our bottom line?
Title covers most, you know, so some of that.
So if we pull,
I mean,
put an extra 3 or 4 grand, let's go high with 4.
like we would, I mean, there's curriculum, there's supplies, we would just have to figure that over. Like we don't get new curriculum, and do this pacing guide, that would be about, that would be worth. Because there's so much elementary curriculum. But if we pace it out better, we could continue to use it for a few years, not have to get more. And then it's actually cheaper to get a good solid pacing guide than to continue to buy new curriculum. But like she said, it is aligned to a year-round school in California.
But what's the line for this calendar budget is, I guess, for. Because it's something.
When this calendar, so it's July.
It'll be in July, okay. So it's something.
So like, we would be able to do it this year, so we'll just have to,
When we'd have to budget, it is the next year, that's right, okay.
I haven't. I can't tell you that since don't have like the official.
Our conversation, that wasn't in that last.
So I see like all of what this does, but what, is this like a program that teachers put data in, put what they want in and then get data out? Like, what is it?
Pacing guide.
Yes. But like, it's not a program, is it, what is it?
Well, Ty will provide the format that we'll use to put together the pacing guides. But it will also show us where, as we go through the pacing guides, looking at our state assessment data and so forth, then we can see where we need to add more in certain areas and add, spend less time in other areas. And put a pacing guide that's more custom to.
So it is a program that we put our own data into and then
Not
it
necessarily.
pops out.
It's not like
Sorry,
It's not software.
it's more what you see at the beginning of the syllabi.
Yeah. It's like a curriculum map, so like your syllabus, entails what you're gonna learn throughout the scope of your course. So your curriculum map or a pacing guide.
So we have a.
It outlines the entirety of your curriculum over the time period that you're gonna be giving this curriculum to your students. Like for us, it would be for the entirety of the school year. And so along with that, going through this with Ty, with their format, a lot of our staff
Is
to put
time
to.
facilitator?
Yes. Or compass, sorry. You-
Compass unity. And so basically, it's a roadmap for those classrooms for the year,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
And then as we go through the school year in our in-service, we'll go back and revisit this and finish up what we don't finish, or if a teacher doesn't show up, in the summer, they're still required to put this together. That's when they would work on it. And also any changes or anything that we need to adjust throughout the year.
I'm not sure, like, what ties, well, I did something alone as my own. So like our textbook had time, like chapter 11. Like the smart balance hit time in our Kids Smart book, so we kind of made a pacing guide of how we're gonna hit that standard sooner. If we never get to chapter 11, we just go through the textbook. So it's kind of, how are you going to work your curriculum to hit the standards you need to, and also utilize your text and it's like kind of tying it all together in a way that's best in a time of it.
And this tells teachers how to do that. Is that what it is?
I was on them how.
To put it, cause it'll be just I think, what I've done in the past, just a workshop. That you would set up a timeline on, but curriculum companies really gear their curriculum with California and Texas, because those are two big states, and when they decide this is our biology book, every school in that state gets that biology. Okay, they don't gear them towards South Dakota standards. And so in this pacing guide, you would go through and here's our standards. And if we find that we're weak in an area, we can come back and spend more time.
What does it take to put together. Like,
Well, that's why it'd be an ongoing process through the in-services through the year. So
But
that,
I thought the goal was to have it done before school so that you were on.
well,
tape.
the goal would be to have the first semester done. It's like you're not gonna just put in 2 days in the summer and then drop it. You'll wanna go through and make sure that it's staffed.
Gotcha.
You know, wanting to approve this?
Yeah, there's almost on the table.
I see it not mandatory, so I mean, if you're only gonna get out of it, what's put into it?
Well, it's not mandatory for the summer, like by the end of next school year, you need to have one done.
I mean, if administration makes it.
It's just ironic that we have a summer class for teachers that not everyone's required to, that is teaching them how to teach at a pace so nobody gets left behind. It's a double conundrum. And
Yeah, but something like that thought, something like this is best done outside of the school year. We can't hold our staff that standard because it falls outside of this contract out. We can ask them,
yes,
uh,
we can put it in.
We could put it in the negotiated agreement. I mean, potentially,
it could come into negotiation.
You can, because their contract now goes over the summers, this contract.
doesn't theirs end in July, August? Okay, that's fair. I didn't recall. I just threw that out there as
Yeah.
an option for further. Maybe it's not this year, but maybe.
I mean,
What are the teachers, are they excited about this as an option, as a guideline?
My
Or-
my elementary teachers, we talked about this in their TNA process, brought it back. They were extremely excited, mainly for these new teachers coming, in, having a roadmap of, oh, I'm teaching this standard, I taught it for 4 weeks, I should have only taught it for about 3. Or they didn't spend enough time, and just kind of having more of a guide of how long to teach things.
So are the high school teachers excited about this program?
They will be.
Okay.
A couple were interested, what I talked about, just because, like I said, they're new teachers and they don't have that laid out, they're
I can't-
figuring out on their
I
own.
can't read a book now without Becky in the car. I help her in the car.
is it also designed, I mean, will it ultimately like simplify things for
So,
them?
Can
and
I say something like
efficiency?
bigger school districts have your curriculum director, so like Belfouche, they have their curriculum director and they all have these. Like I've taught in multiple states and they all have these because look at your teachers that are moving or teacher, what is it called, that they don't go the general way to get a degree. They don't know what they're doing. And so now they have their standards, they have their curriculum and it's all tied together. Okay, addition's gonna take 2 weeks. We've got it, we don't have it rather than a month, and it's really, really beneficial. And most of your bigger schools, your curriculum director gives it all to the staff. Here, the staff actually get to do their own with that guideline and that help. So then they have that buy-in of what they're teaching.
You get to know your curriculum better
Yeah.
every time that you go through a process.
Then we can put up SharePoint, so it's there for if somebody leaves and somebody new runs it.
So in Wyoming, was that created by the school or was that the district? or-
Each district.
We did, when I was, we did middle school, high school, and we did not all do it. All teachers did not go. But we literally cut apart the standards and lined them up and we like, what that was most important to last. Then we found how they fit for our textbooks, we found doc sources, and we had like a SharePoint, you put all the stuff.
But
on.
was that created by the school itself or did they buy one of these programs?
Like the school facilitated, if like, we had a person come, it's like, this is gonna be, we had an outside person come in and tell us how to do it. And then we maintained it the rest of.
What's that? I thought when we talked to Amy about it, that it was like $1,000 a day for 2 to 3 days. So how did we get to 13,000?
That was the brainer. Your
The payroll.
the staff that come to it.
I'm just concerned, that's a lot of money, like we just were told 26% increase in power bill, 1.5 increase for state funding.
Well, you know, you're talking about something, you want test scores to go up.
I understand that, I'm just saying rationally, it's a good chunk of money.
I think looking at it, yeah, but I think it's something that could add value long term as well.
So, like, to clarify on that. So we're looking at, say, 13,000, 2 day. So there'd be 2,000 for the trainers. It would be stipend for our staff that are attending that training.
Correct.
So if,
It's just,
hopefully it is 12,000.
Right, that's what I'm
Because
saying.
then we have the buy-in of a majority of the staff. It might end up being,
Getting back.
exactly.
Yeah.
but remember, our elementary is the title school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can pay for the trainer and the stipends out of title for elementary. We would need to pay the stipends for the 6 through 12 out of general.
So that would, I did the math, if 3/4 of it is paid for by title in elementary, that's roughly $3,000.
Yeah.
Comes out of general is all.
And then you would be able to see where you need to invest in curriculum and where you do not. As it lines with the standard.
Cause then with our conversation with Amy, this isn't an every year thing.
No,
Right, this is just on the training and then.
Yeah, we're not looking at it.
Continue to be passed on.
So this is 3,000 that can benefit us for several years
Yeah, for years.
down.
Yes.
Well, and then you said that it would balance out the books and stuff that we have to buy.
Yeah,
We would have to buy a whole bunch of books.
You could make your books work for you.
You could make them go longer. I guess I'm interested in seeing if it works. As long as the matrix is there to tell us that it works. You know, it's a lot of money, but if it helps the younger, newer teachers to have a direction, that's interesting to me, and I guess I think it's probably worth the money to try it.
I remember being a new staff member, and I agree with Mr. Clark. Like when he mentions loudly that this, if it was sitting in front of me, would have made, and I don't wanna say made my life easier, but it would have made it make more sense as I was stepping into my own classroom for the first time. So whether it's an alt cert or a typical certified staff member, you know, having that in front of me would have been so beneficial.
Well, when I was the equine director for NEU, they gave me nothing. They said, you build your curriculum, and if it wasn't for me going through a program similar at another location, I'd have had no direction. Cause I had to build it all, or even the teachers that worked for me.
What's the date selected? That when this goes on, like, will there be like a poll through the teachers to see what works, or is it just like Compass can come on July 15th and that's when we'll do it?
they're booked for June, but July they have some wiggle room. And we were looking the 2 weeks after the 4th of July, find 2 days.
Okay. I just was wondering, I think it was like, get the most people that were
Yeah,
available,
we'll
you know.
put together a survey and send it out. Over.
So
I moved to try the base guide summer testing. This year.
Some training.
Yes, I read that training.
Was it made by Dean and seconded by Kristen?
I do have discussion.
Any further discussion?
So the soapbox is out. This may be the snake oil that solves all our problems, but I want everyone here to remember, every 2 to 3 years, there's anywhere from $5 to $30 or $50,000 spent on a program for academics. There's always some new snake oil, some new this, that, everything. This may be beautiful. This may be the one. But in light of the no vote I had, that's pertaining to that as well. It's over and done, but everyone here needs to remember that in every 2 to 3 years, we have one of these things coming. Soapbox is gone.
Further discussion? See, I won't go deep as I do. Oh,
I guess in light of what Todd said, I guess, I mean, I have concerns about it. But I don't know if,
this isn't necessarily a new thing, cause we curriculum mapped 15 years ago. I'm somewhere, when I was teaching, like this, second or third year, I was teaching, we curriculum mapped. And like, we got a bunch of stuff lined out, and then it was never rolled forward to anybody. You know, cause we did kind of cross grades or whatever to make sure that we were
so the
doing what
ball
we
was,
needed.
the ball was dropped at that point in time, or?
Well, like we had it,
To the wayside.
yeah, it's more or less.
It's nothing new.
Yes. And so like we did it and we did it across the grades to make sure that I wasn't teaching curriculum that a science teacher before me was, and we were keeping more or less staying in our lanes and keeping our curriculum where it needed to be. But it was never rolled forward.
So it was never really, I mean, other than.
It was never really,
It was never implemented.
never really completed, I would say,
Okay.
as far as finished, ironed out, handed down through the generation type deal. Whereas this is something that without accountability and hold everybody accountable when it's done. Every classroom that a teacher steps foot in will have a curriculum map. Or I found a pacing guide, and so,
And to it.
which the pacing guide will probably be more in depth than the curriculum map was in the past.
It's just another tool in a teacher's toolbox that some of these younger teachers might not have right now, that they could.
That's what I'll do, in the tool. You have to buy more tools. Always gotta buy more tools.
Like, if it makes them more effective as a teacher, even for a year or two.
You know, really, this is a pretty conservative way to, keep this on track. Going through the curriculum, lining up from class to class. And this is just start, process.
Any further discussion? All right, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carried. Moving to new business items, item B, excuse me, senior project.
I sent out the proposal that Molly wrote. So Molly can take it over now and explain.
Well, I know way back when it used to be a thing here. In my proposal, I saw no final, but I take that, so there's finals first semester and the second semester, there wouldn't be any finals, just focused. With this, they'd have no more youth internships, they do senior experience, so they kind of get an idea of maybe what they wanna do for the future. So it essentially just replaces youth internship, but they still have time to go out in the community and work. They do a project over it, present it to the panel of judges. I don't know what else I need to say about it.
So no matter,
During the day to work on it.
so no matter what class they're taking that second semester, there will be no final for that.
Well, so in the, I guess in the senior, like, overall, their project would consist of something that would show their understanding of the classes. So like they would have to budget maybe, or they'd have to write a paper about what they were doing. I have it broke down in the proposal, exactly how the classes would be met at their standards.
I think it's still in their dual credit finals though.
They would still, yeah, they'd still have to do their dual credit finals.
It'd just be for high school.
Yeah, it'd be more of a real life application of those concepts skills.
Is this common in a lot of, high schools, or is this?
I think smaller schools, I don't know about big schools, like I didn't do it when I was in high school, but yeah, I know it used to be here. I know Edgemont does it because that's where I kind of based my proposal stuff off of. I looked back at the old stuff that we had here. I think smaller schools.
Maybe Deadwood does something like that?
So how's the grading on that then? I don't really know.
So they have a rubric on there. They would have to get, I don't remember if it's, I think it's threes in order to pass, because they don't pass them, they don't graduate. They're periodic check-ins throughout the year. So it's like myself, Mr. V and Ms. Gebhardt can be advisors for it, because the next senior class is so large. So we'll split it up. They'll do monthly check-ins and there's like in this month, they have to meet all of these things. If they meet with us and we don't think that it's up to par for a 3 or a 4, then they have to redo it and then resubmit it to us. It's keeping them accountable. If they are good, they don't fail.
I asked this only because I'm curious. What's the drive behind this change? Is there like something that says that kids are more interested and engaged in a stuff like this?
So I know a lot of kids actively are taking this internship. But I think when it comes to that, I've just heard since I've been here that sometimes seniors don't exactly know what they want to do. So if they have an interest in doing something, they can go try it out instead of wasting their first and or second year of college on classes that don't count towards what they want, then they'll know ahead of time. I also think that it'll be beneficial for our kids who are more hands-on learners, who necessarily don't want to go to a school to figure out what they want. They can try this and then they'll find a job.
Don't want to be an electrician. I did my senior project
You got zapped.
and I did not want to be an electrician. It was a shocking experience.
I believe it.
But I can say that seniors that I graduated, the better quality seniors that I handed a diploma to did senior project.
That's where my question comes. Is this mandatory for all seniors or it would be mandatory for all seniors? Okay.
They're supposed to take sort of foundational class. That's why we do the internship. We're just raising the bar.
That could be like a career pathway, like job study thing, or they could do like a community-based project, like something that benefits the community.
Yeah, so if they do something that benefits the community or like a fundraiser towards something in the community, if they can't pocket the funds, they would have to put that money towards whatever they were raising money towards. So like, I don't know, someone wanted to clean up the parks and then they raised money to get new equipment at the parks. You would have to see that. So kind of hand in hand, they would work with a community member, try to find someone who's familiar in that area in the community and they work with them as like a mentor in a way. If we don't have someone in the school.
I just have a question. What about like if a senior doesn't have transportation or isn't able to drive somewhere or
Yeah, so, those ones would be more dedicated to in town. Cause I know like a lot of kids who don't do youth internships say that they don't have a ride to get to work. So we would work, that's where the community aspect would come into play. We would ask community members if they'd be willing to do things in town rather than traveling outside of town. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe something around the school they can work to build up again or something. I
I'm
guess,
just wondering if it's mandatory, we probably should have options for.
right. I looked some different options in the proposal.
I think she's got it written up, like if they have special needs for whatever, it would be.
What about for people who want to graduate early?
So I do have an accelerated timeline. It probably won't work for this upcoming couple of kids that want to graduate early because of the lateness in this proposal. So they would still have their finals at semester time. But if they want to graduate early, they would submit their paperwork in January and start their senior in January, so it'll be done by December.
Full year over the summer.
Yeah, so like I mean, once a senior starts, they could work on it through the summer and then have it, like they could do their project in the summer and then they just have to write their papers and everything through the school year. But if they're gonna graduate early, they start it in January, work on it over the summer, and then they would finish in December.
I just recall. A lot of stress. And senior projects were all. in the past.
It's not what I mentioned.
No, but
Yeah, but it's good for these kids to have the persevere and deal with the presentation and deal with the deadlines and so forth. That's, that is something our kids do need. I mean, yeah, it's stressful anytime you have to present, those type of things, but it also builds character, endurance.
I think that's pretty deterrent from them graduating early too.
Well, we're going, with the change in the schedule, yes, our kids are not picking up credits as fast as they were, so really the senior class coming through is the last class we see them graduating early.
So some of the stress beyond the workload is the subjective grading that can go with something like this, when you have inside help saying, hey, this isn't clear, but you still have people who give the final grade outside, is how I understood it.
Well,
I mean, when you have outside sources judging,
right, but when I've thought about it, science fair used to do the same thing.
but that
FFA
doesn't,
is no
that
different.
isn't your graduation. Oh, fine.
Right, but I mean, it's not like I'm gonna stick someone a super big stickler for everything.
You're gonna search
There's
my
rubrics, there's
Yes.
rubrics, they can't stray away.
You're not purposely gonna pick somebody, but things happen. I mean, the world is,
If it's gonna, yeah, so, I mean,
Here we did senior project in Wall, we had a class that they weren't very motivated about it, and, we had 3 of them that we gave them 2 weeks to clean it up and bring it back. And
yeah,
half-
they present the first week in May for their senior project, and then if people do feel like they didn't do it up to what we thought their standards were, then they have a couple weeks to re-present it to us. But that was the purpose of having the check-ins and having it be something that they would have to come to class for to make sure that they're getting it done. And they can always ask for other people's opinions too, if they don't. Advisors.
I mean, if they're going down the road and failing, they're probably gonna go it pretty fast. If they check it.
the other part I see is if you've got kids that are taking dual course credits. I mean, then that's an extra workload. Now they have homework every night, every day. When it comes to the senior project. And they're already stepping above and beyond the normal coursework that we teach here. We're adding them more of a workload on the work courses. And then, in my mind, all we're doing is taking away a test. And I get that too, because some people are not good test takers, some people are very good test takers. In my mind, it would be, I don't know how miserable it would be as a teacher to allow both and see where you go.
Well, if you look at the timeline, the proposal I emailed to you, you're looking at in August, project idea, and info reflection, September, written proposal for that. I mean, when you look at this timeline, you're not talking about a lot of busy work. And if you want students that have insight of what their plans are in the future, that understand time management, that can take on a challenge, this is a very good program.
Are they getting a class period a day for this?
It's like they do for youth internships. Yes.
So we have a whole class period every day.
Yep.
Yep.
They don't have something to do during that class period, they can use it as another study hall to get caught up on their dual credits or whatever.
So that's a mandatory, every senior is in youth internship.
That next year, yes.